What's going on, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition. And today, well, it's that time of the month again. We're doing our monthly budget meeting for the month of June of 2022. Let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. It's time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. Today, we're going to be talking about the upcoming collected editions coming out in June. We're looking at Omnis, Absolutes if there are any, some manga, some trade paperbacks, epic collections, and oversized hardcovers and hardcovers that are coming out from the different publishers this month. The thing that I always like to remind people is that the dates are always subject to change. Sometimes there's delays and things that are just out of people's hands. Fantagraphics has been dealing with one particular book, one of my most wanted books this year. It was supposed to ship out in February, and I think it is finally coming in July, hopefully. So there are things like that happening all over the place. It's across the board. It's not just one particular company. As always, I want to take this time to thank our patrons for making videos like this possible. The link to our Patreon is in the description of the video if you want to help the channel out in any sort of way, and if you can. And we also have a spread shop where you can get our logo on t-shirts, stickers, or magnets, and also other t-shirt designs that we have there. And also one more shout out. I think I talked about this before, but the origin of this wonderful, beautiful mouse pad, this came from my wonderful friend Tina and her wife. They bought that for me for my birthday about 1.5 years. 2 years ago maybe, and people have asked me, where'd you get that? I have no idea where they got it, but that is the origin, and I finally found her. So Poison Ivy, in all her glory, is right beside me, where she belongs. All right, ladies, gentlemen, kids, gentlemen's, that's already plural. Let's go ahead and get started. We have 4 weeks, and there are some light weeks, but save that money because there will be an Omnigeddon in a couple of months. But let's talk about June. From Marvel Comics, on June 7th, we have Mighty Marvel Masterworks, Captain America, Volume 1, The Sentinel of Liberty, collecting the Tales of Suspense, 59 through 77. I love those books, and my kids are currently reading that, so we'll be doing a family review of that particular run. Then also the Phoenix Omnibus, Volume 1. I've done an overview of that if you want to check that out. Both covers will be available on June 7th. And for the people, I don't know, I've answered this already within the video. It feels like sometimes people just watch the video and want to leave a comment, or don't watch the video, just leave a comment. Yes, it is the exact same thing as the Dark Phoenix Saga. It's just a rebrand with a Volume 1. Maybe there'll be a Volume 2. Daredevil by Brubaker and Michael Lark Omnibus. Volume 1, the new printing is coming out that day, but only the Jurjevic cover. The David Finch cover comes out a week later. X-Force by Benjamin Piercy. Volume 1. This is the oversized hardcover, collecting issues 1 through 12 of X-Force. Thor by Matt Fraction. Now, you do have the Quesada cover for this, and you also have the Olivier Coipel cover. So that is coming out next week. Matter of fact, my overview will be on Monday. Almost done reading it. Feels like it's been sitting up there forever on the shelf, but yes, both covers will be available the same day. This collects Thor, Ages of Thunder, Reign of Blood, Man of War, Secret Invasion, Thor 1 through 3, Thor God-Size Special, Free Comic Book Day 2010, that's the Iron Man Thor story, Thor the 2007 series, 615 to 621, and 620.1. Mighty Thor, when it was rebranded or renumbered, 1 through 22 and 12.1. And that is Mighty Thor from 2011, not the same Mighty Thor from when was it rebranded? 2015 with Jason Aaron's run. It's a different Thor run. And also collecting 12.1, Annual 1, Fear Itself. The whole Fear Itself event is in here, 1 through 7. Fear Itself 7.2. Thor and Journey into Mystery 642 to 644. It's a big book, guys. 1,352 pages, $125. We are finally getting an epic collection. It feels like it's been a couple of weeks since I've done the trade paperbacks video, but this is the Iron Man Epic Collection Battle Royale, collecting Iron Man 47 through 67, $39.99. Thunderbolts, baby! Omnibus Volume 2 is finally coming out after delays, And I know people have reached out to me, where is the New Warriors Omnibus Volume 2? It is still coming, I promise. It's just been because of the delays. I believe the current month is September. Ouch, that was supposed to come out last year. But what are you going to do? At least it's not canceled. Thunderbolts 34 through 63. I announced a Volume 3 coming out next year. Uncanny Omar already talking pretty one day. Annual 2000. Avengers 31 through 34. Annual 2000 of Avengers. Thunderbolts Life Sentences. Thunderbolts from the Marvel Vault. Citizen V and the V Battalion 1, 2, and 3. Citizen V and the V Battalion Everlasting 1 through 4. From DC Comics, we have Legion of Superheroes 5 years later, Omnibus Volume 2. That's crazy. That book did so well. I'm glad, because this wraps up that era. So this collects Legion 69 through 70, Legion of Superheroes 40 through 61, Annual number 4, Legion of Superheroes Annual 5, Legionnaires 1 through 18, Legionnaires Annual 1, Valor 20 through 23, and Who's Who 1993. Update number 1. So this is Keith Giffen wrapping up that particular run of Legion of Superheroes. Tales from the DC Dark Multiverse Volume 2 comes out that day. Wonder Woman 8, Batman 608, Flashpoint 1, Dark Knights Metal 1, Dollar Comics Crisis. I don't know why it's Dollar Comics. Did they add anything for the Dollar Comics Crisis on Infinite Earths? So they take those stories and they make their multiverse, alternate reality takes on them. So it's Batman Hush, Flashpoint, War of the Gods, and Crisis on Infinite Earths, as well as Dark Knights Metal. I want to say, man, that came out maybe 2 years ago in hardcover format. And speaking of hardcover, Static Season 1 is coming out. I love that cover. This is $29.99, and it is collecting Static Season 1, 1 through 6. If you've read this, let me know what it's like. I haven't had a chance to read any of the new Milestone. This one's written by Vida Ayala. From the world of manga, we have Bufuri Don't Want to Get Hurt Max Out Defense. My wife and I were talking about these titles. This is from Yen Press, and how ridiculously awesome sometimes they are. Ghost Reaper Girl Volume 1 is coming out that day, and that reminds me a little bit of, I don't know, maybe the guy in the back looks a little bit like Ichigo. And whenever you're talking about Soul Reapers, Ghost Reapers, I believe that was the English translation for the Shinigami from Bleach. Goblin Slayer Side Story Year 1. Anybody reading this stuff? I'm curious, because I am a fan of the artwork in here. Looks awesome. And this is also published by Yen Press. And I think I've read one of them, and I don't know if it was the side story or not. I think I turned my friend into a girl. I think you would know if you turned your friend into a girl. This is from Seven Seas Entertainment. I'm pretty sure you would know. Nightfall Travelers Volume 1 coming out that very week. This one here is by Seven Seas Entertainment. Not sure what it is, but I love the colors on that cover. This is by Tomoki. Also, from the world of manga, we have Sailor Moon, Naoko Takeuchi's Collection Volume 2. These are the smaller scale tankobons of the Eternal editions, the big beautiful books. So I don't know if they'll have the color pages or not. I never did get a Volume 1. Maybe I should, to do like a comparison. Shaman King Volume 9. This is the Omnibus edition, so this collects volumes 25 through 27. That's the way I'm picking them up. World's End Harem Fantasia Academy. Love that cover. Love that title. And, I mean, the cover, I don't know. I just like the art style that's being used in this particular book. Alright, as far as other publishers from the world of Dark Horse, we have The Stone King. This is by Kel McDonald, and the illustration, mainly the colors, immediately look to me like Tyler Crook. So it is Tyler Crook that is drawing this. This one here has 128 pages, and it is a trade paperback for $19.99. $100. What the hell is wrong with me? All right. From Image Comics, we have the Crossover Trade Paperback Volume 2. I've not had a chance to read Volume 1 yet. This is Donny Cates' book, and I've heard so many people tell me about it. Jeff Shaw is drawing it. This collects issues 7 through 13. If you're reading this, let me know. Maybe I'm hoping for a hardcover collection. Maybe that's what I'm waiting on. But let me know if you are picking it up, if you're enjoying it. Grip of the Combinat is coming out that week. Also from Image Comics. This is Damon Gentry and Simon Roy's book. And it's an original graphic novel. I love that Image is just all over the place with these type of collections, because I can't keep up with what exactly they are releasing from week to week. Swing Volume 5 is also coming out from Image Comics. That reminds me of a manga, the way that is drawn and the colors. This is Volume 5, Matt Hawkins and Yishan Lee. Even the poses of the people on that cover. Sonic the Hedgehog, Volume 11 from IDW. And collecting issues 41 through 44. We have a Volume 2 that has come out. We don't have a Volume 3 solicited yet, but I hope they continue those. By the way, I'm talking about the hardcovers. That's the way I've been reading them, and my wife's been reading them. Captain Action, the Classic Collection. Wally Wood, baby. Wally Wood. This is in hardcover format, and this collects the stuff from the 60s. Gil Kane, and there's an introduction by Mark Waid in this. Oh, and Jim Shooter, a young Jim Shooter. I feel like that's the way we always introduced Jim Shooter back then. A young Jim Shooter. Usagi Yojimbo Origins, Volume 3, The Dragon Below Conspiracy. So this goes back to the classic Usagi Yojimbo books, and this is issues 13 through 18, but that were originally published in black and white, and now IDW is publishing them in color. And my dog is going crazy about something outside. Transformers Volume 5, Horrors Near and Far. This series finally has picked up for me. We knew where it was going. Now, if you're reading the Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3, this is it is a complete starting over. It's not renumbering Transformers. It is a completely different universe. The story started over. The characters don't act like they did in Phase 1. So this is a completely different universe of Transformers. Collecting Transformers 31 through 36. Wreckers, Tread, and Circuits. Miniseries annual from 2021 and the Halloween special from 2021. $44 or $49.99, 296 pages. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Reborn Volume 4. That is what they're calling the Sophie Campbell era. This is Volume 4, but it's actually collecting issues 118 to 123 of IDW's Ninja Turtles. It's still the same story. It's just that they rebranded, unlike Transformers that actually restarted the universe over. They rebranded the trade paperbacks to make, I guess, the volumes easier to find. This one looks really interesting. This is by India Swift and Michael Doig. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name, but this is The Girl in the Glim. I don't know. There's something about that cover that just gets me. Maybe it reminds me a little bit of Scotty Young. Let's see. This is about Bridget, who is the new kid in school. She's not making any kind of impressions, and everybody thinks she's awkward. But that's when they appear. Creatures dark and scary. Say no more. Just watch Stranger Things. We wrapped it up this week. I really enjoyed that season. Con Artist is coming out that very same week. Now, this is published by Drawn and Quarterly. And we're also getting the Dark Age complete arc. This is the one that's by Aftershock. It was supposed to be released last month. But this has the Dark Arc and the follow-up series, Dark Arc After the Flood. Now, this has been collected in hardcover before, both series. One of them in the Cullen Bunn horror collection, and the other one in the Dark Arc. This is the second arc. Like, what if Noah's arc was all the good animals, and what if the Dark Arc was where all the bad animals went? I thought that concept was really cool. When I read about it, which got me to pick it up. Fibbed is coming out. This is from Razor Bill Publishing. Both the hardcover and graphic novel formats are coming out the same day. I love when they do that. Firefly Return to Earth. That was. What an awesome title. Look at that booty shot there of Chloe. I think that's Chloe. It's been so long since I've revisited the world of Firefly. I can't even remember the character's name. I'll never forget Captain Malcolm Reynolds, though. Geronimo Stilton 3-in-1 Volume 4. So this has been out for a little bit. This is from Paper Cuts, same company that was publishing the Smurfs. They publish a lot of European comics and translate them to English. I've never heard of Geronimo Stilton, but if you have, please let me know if you're enjoying this stuff, if it's for kids. If you grew up with it, because I love, when my channel reaches different people from all over the world and they're like, oh, you've never read that, you need to read that, Omar. I love that. And if it's available in English, I will give it a try, or in Spanish. Golden Boy, Beethoven's Youth. And I got excited when I read Golden Boy because I thought immediately of the anime. But no, this is a Fantagraphics book by Michael Ross. And it is about Beethoven's youth. And it's Fantagraphics, so, you're doing some artsy type of reading whenever you get into a Fantagraphics book. And there's nothing wrong with that. They publish some wonderful books. They're really picky about the books they publish. Life is Strange, Settling Dust, Volume 6 is coming out that very week. That is published by Titan Comics. And this is a trade paperback. I don't know if they have any hardcover releases planned for that particular series. Rai Deluxe Edition has been moved to this particular day. This, of course, is the new Valiant era. You have a Jay Lee cover there. Dan Abnett, Juan Jose Rip, and Adam Polina. Names that I grew up with, and I love their work. Skip graphic novel is coming out that week. This one is by No Brow Flying Eye Books. First I thought it was a manga just from looking at it far away, but no, it's not. It's an original graphic novel. We're also getting The Past graphic novel, and this is published by Graphic Mundi, PSU Press. Oh man, this one is rough. This is about a couple that have lost their kid. Oof. Sometimes in life we need those deep reads, and that, based on the cover and oh my gosh. Yeah. And because I know sometimes like reads like that help people that have gone through those things. Whenever this isn't anywhere near, like losing a child, but you lose a pet. To a lot of people, your pet is your child, and you need something, and I needed comics to help me through that. And my buddy Jess and I, we did a video on the things that, cheer us up, like comics that cheer us up to get through these horrible times. So I think books like that are very important. This is Thistlebone, Book 2, Poisoned Roots. So that is coming out that week. And we're also getting Adrastea. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. The hardcover collection. Space Story is coming out in hardcover format. And to wrap up that week of June 7th is Three Protectors, Volume 1. Now, moving on to the next week, June 14th, from Marvel Comics. This is where you're going to find the Daredevil by Brubaker and Lark Omnibus. This is the David Finch cover. It is the direct market cover. Now we can talk about what's collected in here. This collects issues 82 to 105 of Daredevil. So following up Brian Michael Bendis' run. Matter of fact, there's a nice Brian Michael Bendis intro for that particular omnibus in that omnibus. That's ridiculous. Of course it's in that omnibus. Miles Morales, Marvel Universe. This is the graphic novel collecting Spider-Man, the 2016 series 1 through 11, featuring Miles Morales. Avengers Forever, Volume 1, The Lords of Earthly Vengeance. Now, it could be because it's my subconscious mind, but when I looked at that cover, I immediately thought of George Paredes. Just maybe all the characters, and because, he was working on Avengers when Avengers Forever came out, even though it was drawn by Carlos Pacheco. But that is Aaron Cooter that did that. And it is written by Jason Aaron and collects Avengers Forever 1 through 5. I don't know if it's a mini. Does it have ties to his Avengers run? Black Panther by John Ridley, Volume 1 is finally coming out that week. I just picked up the trade paperback and I read issue number 1. Digging it so far. So if you're reading this monthly, by all means, let me know if you've been enjoying the series. This collects the first 5 issues. Juan Cabal does the artwork for the book. From the world of DC Comics, we have Aquaman The Becoming. This is by Brandon Thomas and Diego Olortegui. So this is the character of... Is this the new Aquaman? Is this in continuity? I really cannot keep up with what's in continuity with DC hardly anymore these days. DC poster... outside of their Batman lines, whenever they do a miniseries, I don't know if it's, like, unless it's Black Label, I don't know if it's an alternate reality, if it's one of those future books. DC poster portfolio, DC Pride is coming out that week. It's got a cover of Harley Quinn and my girl Ivy there. And Midnighter, the complete collection, Steve Orlando's book. I've been wanting to read this because I love the Midnighter. This collects DC Sneak Peek, Midnighter 1, Midnighter 1 through 12, and Midnighter and Apollo 1 through 6. I love those characters in the Authority, and I never got a chance to read this particular run. Was it Morrison that did the the Midnighter series first? Crush and Lobo by Mariko Tamaki. Includes Crush and Lobo 1 through 8. I assume Crush is Lobo's kid, right? That's who we're talking about here. That's still a thing. Man, I could tell. Okay, so Justice League Last Ride. This is the Chip Zdarsky Justice League story. I've been wanting to read this. This collects Justice League 1 through 7. I could have sworn that is a Derek Robertson cover. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm still gonna say that's a Derek Robertson cover. He's not credited for it, though. Miguel Mendonca is credited for doing the artwork and the cover for that run. Batman, The Adventurers, Season 2. Love that cover. Is that Ty Templeton? But this is Paul Dini and Alan Burnett continuing Season 2 of Batman Adventures, which are based on the animated series. And The Adventures Continue is a follow-up to, like, the Batman Adventure books. So if you've enjoyed the Batman animated series, you may want to check that particular book out. From the world of manga that week, we have Call of the Night Volume 8. This is by Viz Media. I did an overview of Volume 1. This is by Kotoyama. The thing that stuck out about me, or for me in this particular book, is the artwork. I love the artwork in there. It's about vampires and two friends that have grown up together and have reunited. Blackguard, Volume 3 coming out this week. I'd love to see Vertical still publishing manga. This is by Ryo Hanada. And Vertical for a long time had the rights to the Osamu Tezuka library. But they just don't... I think they've done some reprints. I don't know who even has the rights to a lot of that stuff anymore. Do You Like Big Girls? Volume 4. Do you even have to ask? Do you even have to... Oh my gosh, what is going on that cover? Let's keep going. Fangirl Manga, Volume 2. This was a American manga, if you will. This is my wife did an overview of the first one. Actually, she did a review of the first one. It's based on the Fangirl books. Fiancé Chosen by Ring, Volume 1. That title. This is by Yen Press. And cover is not final, though. Muscle Girl Next Door. Oh, yeah, baby. I wish I had a muscle girl next door. When she saw me chopping wood, she'd come over and be like, you need some help with that, young man? You can see in my fantasy, I'm still a young man. Anyway, that's getting awkward. All right. With Witch Hat Atelier, Volume 9. Anybody read this? I just picked up Volumes 1 through 7 from my buddy James, who didn't want them or had read them, and it just wasn't his cup of tea. But I'm curious if anybody out there has read them, because I love the artwork in this. I love the style. I love the details. So if anybody's reading this, let me know. This is published by Kodansha Comics, and they're $12.99. I need to pick up the last couple volumes. From other publishers, from Dark Horse Comics, for example, we have Brian Michael Bendis' Scarlet coming out in trade paperback format. Collecting Scarlet Series 1 through 10, and Scarlet Series 2, 1 through 5. Alex Maleev and Brian Michael Bendis, the two people that put together Daredevil for you, have reunited to do Scarlet. I know that DC did an absolute, Scarlet when he was over at DC and they were publishing his books. But it's Brian Michael Bendis. He can take his books wherever he wants. So I hope they do like library editions of this particular stuff. Joyama, Volume 1. This is by Daniel Isles. This one has been pushed back and back. When I saw the cover, this is a trade paperback, by the way, I immediately thought of Katsuhiro Otomo's Domu. It's the same gentleman that did Akira, but he did this Child's Dream. It's like a horror story. I love it. It's a very underrated manga. And for a long time, I've heard it was coming back out in hardcover format, so hopefully it will. The EC Archives, Vault of Horror, Volume 2. If you missed out on the hardcovers and you don't want to pay the crazy prices that they go for, these are beautiful. And they're a fraction of the cost. They're $19.99. They're soft covers, but seriously, this is one that I tell every comic reader, no matter if you're just if you're only reading Marvel, if you're only reading DC, if you only read independent stuff, it doesn't matter what you read, check out the EC library. Books that were coming out in the 50s, but my gosh, they still speak to you. This one here collects issues 18 through 23. You have the work in here of Jack Davis, Johnny Craig, Jack Kamen, Graham Ingalls. And you have I think this is the one with the introduction by John Landis, American Werewolf in London. Dappled Daydreams, The Art of Camila de Rico. And wow, this is the same. For some reason I was thinking of Sky Dolls. I don't think it is. This is a hardcover. This one has been pushed back. $29.99. I love those Dark Horse art books. Minecraft, With or Without You. Catchy title. Minecraft's still a thing, right? Like, kids still love Minecraft, I assume. Maybe. The Art of Trover Saves the Universe. I'm really interested in this because that cover just stands out to me. It is a hardcover for $39.99, but it's the full color art book showcasing the insane imagination of Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland. That's what it is. So if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, or if you like obscure artwork and you know this is going to get crazy, then that is for you. We also have, Bone Orchard Mythos hardcover coming out that week. And that is from Image Comics. This is one that is from Jeff Lemire and Andre Sorrentino. So it's the two people that did Old Man Logan. It's the two people that worked on the Gideon Falls book. So this is their very first hardcover of that series. I don't know if it connects with... this is The Passageway. Okay, so it's the very first of a dozen new interconnected projects. Man, see, this is what happens when you're a trade waiter. You don't know about these projects. I mean, you read about it because I have to keep up with some of the stuff, but I don't find out about these things sometimes until they're out in collected editions. Curse Words Omnibus hardcover, collecting Curse Words 1 through 28, and the Afterwards Epilogue Special. Big shout out to my buddy Derek for sending me a copy of his Kickstarter. He got 2 copies of it because one was damaged, and I'm like, I'll take your damage. Shoo, there ain't no shame in my game. There's lots of dings in my book sometimes. But thank you so much for sending that my way. We're getting Free Pass from IDW. Love the cover. Very indie look to it. But this is by Julian Hanshaw. And it is a paperback for 192 pages, $17.99. We're also getting Radical, My Year with a Socialist Senator. This is by Sophia Warren, a trade paperback for $24.99. Loved and Lost, a relationship trilogy. Wow. So you have Clumsy, Unlikely, and Any Easy Intimacy. Jeffrey Brown. That looks like one I really need to pick up. Sometimes you need those books. You need those books. TMNT, The Best of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 1. Kevin Eastman, $29.99. And this one here collects just random series. Like you have the micro series, Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and the macro series. They were all published by IDW. Chicken Devil, trade paperback Volume 1 has been pushed back until this week. Brian Buccellato and Hayden Sherman. Love that cover. I really thought this was a European comic. This is published by Aftershock Studios. They put out some really good stuff. Sometimes they move that stuff over to hardcover format. but I thought that was a really cool cover. House of Slaughter, Volume 1. So if you've enjoyed the, oh my goodness, Something is Killing the Children, this is the kind of like the side stories to that. So it's an expansion to Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion, Tate Trumbull, and Werther Deldera. Silk Hills hardcover is coming out. This is published by Oni Press, and it is a hardcover by Ryan Ferrier and Brian Level. Had a little bit of a Silence of the Lambs flashback there, looking at that. Treasure of the Black Swan. Now, this one here is published by Fantagraphics. It is a hardcover, but you had me at Paco Roca. If you've seen my Hidden Gems videos, you know how much I love his work. He did Lighthouse, and not to be confused with the Willem Dafoe movie, by the way. It's beautiful in its own way. But Wrinkles. If you've not read Wrinkles, oh my gosh. It's one of the most powerful graphic novels I've read. But I want to read this. This is Treasure of the Black Swan. I don't need to know anything about it. You have Paco Roca. And it also has Guillermo Corral in there. I'm in. You start following creators over the years, and he's definitely one that I keep an eye on. Exo Manowar, the Retribution trade paperback, comes out that day. This is the classic Exo Manowar stories from 1992, collecting issues 0 through 9, and Database, the one-shot. Abby curled up and on roll. That is adorable. I don't know if this is a kid's book. This is by Paige Walsh, but it looks like it's an all-ages book. Just looking at that beautiful artwork, it looks like it is. Boot Black hardcover. This is from NBM. This takes place in 1945 by Mikkel. He is the writer and artist, and just has one name. Chunky Goes to Camp. The hardcover and the graphic novel both come out that day. I love when companies do that. Despite of what the stories are, I love when companies release the same book in two different formats, because you have people that only get trades, you have people that only get hardcovers. Maybe some of you all get both. Of the same book, I mean. Of the same book. Hey, who am I to judge? I've triple, quadruple dipped. Looking at you, Death and Return of Superman Omnibus. Cookie and Kid, Volume 2, coming out that week. As well as, this looks really interesting. This is David Bowie in comics hardcover. I know there was it the Mike Allred book with David Bowie? But this is from Space Oddity to Black Star. Interesting. So it just shows him in 1,000 different styles across the ages. Okay. That's I guess if you're a huge fan of David Bowie, or just like different types of art, that might be in for you. Be the one for you to get. Final Secret of Adolf Hitler. This is published by Humanoids. It takes place in December of 1944. So it looks to be some historical fiction there. The horror comics Vampire Ninja Ono. What? That's an awesome title. Dig that cover. It definitely has an anime vibe to it. Of course it does. It's Antarctic Press, and it's Ben Dunn, whose work has, oh my gosh. I used to follow Ben Dunn's art when I was a kid. Worked on, was it Ninja High School? And then Fred Perry did the Gold Digger series. So our Antarctic Press has been always there, even before the big manga boom, and still there. Love seeing that a publishing company is still around after all these decades, when others, just seem to fold. King Diamond Abigail. Speaking of my youth, is that really King? We talk about King Diamond, like the death metal band. Cover's awesome. King Diamond's classic horror story featured on his 1987 concept album Abigail has been redone as an in-depth, oh my gosh, it is a graphic novel. This is from Z2 Comics. Badass! That's cool. My Perfect Life. This is by Linda Berry, who writes and draws this. Looks to be a comic strip collection. Ogre Gods, hardcover, Firstborn. Published by Magnetic Press. I don't know. Oh, that is a creepy looking cover. So I don't know if the first 3 are still in print or not. Magnetic Press doesn't do a lot of reprints of their books. Now, here's something interesting. Okay, Penguin Classics Marvel Collection hardcover, Volume 1, Amazing Spider-Man. Now, there are 2 covers here. I'm sorry. There's a hardcover and a softcover. Both of them have different covers. And this is the new Penguin line of hardcover books collecting classic stories. Penguin Classics Marvel Collection hardcover Volume 2 is Captain America. So they're collecting the early era of the superheroes. Volume 3 is Black Panther. And again, you're going to have the hardcover format, and then you're going to have the softcover format if you're interested in that. But that is exclusively through Penguin Random House. They're publishing their own Marvel collections. I'm sure some kind of... It's not being published by Marvel is what I'm trying to say. So I'm sure it's some kind of deal that they worked out, and now they can publish things like that. Red Leaves coming out in trade paperback format that same week, as well as Scratcher, trade paperback. This title right here, Searching for Cucumber Chuck Finley Experience. What? That is an awesome title. I love it. The cover here reminds me of, there was a comic strip and a little bit of Boondocks in here, but I don't know if this is a collection of comic strips. This does state that this book is the one that you have been waiting for. Sarge is coming out in hardcover format, and to wrap up that week is Wash Day Diaries coming out. Now, if you're interested in purchasing some of these books and you live in the EU, check out our first sponsor. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Kicking off the week of June 21st for Marvel Comics. June 21st, that is my anniversary. The astonishing Melanie and I got married on June 21st, 2008. So, to celebrate our anniversary, we kick it off with Wolverine Epic Collection, Madripoor Nights. This is the new printing. Collecting issues 1 through 10. Marvel Age Annual number 4, and Wolverine 1 through 16. And those 10 issues are the Marvel Comics Presents, by the way. Ghost Rider, The Return of Blaze. I'm going to give her a copy of Madripoor Nights for her anniversary. She would kill me. This collects the new series of one-shots. So it's collecting spirits of Ghost Rider, Mother of Demons, King in Black Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider Return of Vengeance. So you have different writers like Howard Mackey in here, Ed Brisson, Howard Mackey, father of Danny Ketch. Spider-Woman Volume 4, Devil's Reign. Please tell me this series isn't over because I love it. Carla Pacheco writing it, Pere Perez drawing it, collecting issues 17 through 21 of this great series. X-Factor Epic Collections, Afterlives. This is the J.M. DeMatteis era. You have Jan Dersima's artwork on... I think she stayed for a while. So this collects issues 101 to 111, annual number 9, Spider-Man and X-Factor Shadow Games 1 through 3, X-Force 38, and Excalibur 82. So it's part of the Phalanx Covenant era. And a lot of this stuff has not been previously collected in any kind of format. So I love when they do that. They give us stuff that we haven't seen before. Marvel Voices Pride, celebrating Pride Month. So you have characters in here like the Hulkling with Wiccan, but also classic stories too. Like you have Hulk 240, Astonishing X-Men 51. That was a big deal. That was the first same-sex marriage in a comic book. That was a North Star marriage. King in Black, Wiccan, and Hulkling, America Chavez made in the USA, and material for Marvel Voices 1 and United States of Captain America number 1. So you have various creators and artists, or writers and artists working on that book. Miles Morales, Volume 7, continuing Saladin Ahmed's stories, collecting issues of Miles Morales, Spider-Man 33 through 36, and Miles Morales, Spider-Man Annual number 1. Silver Surfer Epic Collection Parable. So this collects Silver Surfer 15 through 23, Annuals 1 and 2, Fantastic Four 325, Marvel graphic novel Silver Surfer 1 and 2, and Marvel Comics Presents number 1. From the world of DC Comics, we have Nightwing Fear State. So this is in hardcover format, collecting Nightwing 84 to 88, and Annual 2021. This is by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo, who I may add are kicking all kinds of ass on that title. Catwoman of East End Omnibus, finally. This was delayed, of course. Supposed to come out last month. Collecting Detective Comics 759 to 762. Catwoman 1 through 37. Catwoman Secret Files 1. And Catwoman Selina's Big Score. Now, if you watch my channel, you know I do a top 10 essential buys or top 10 must reads of the month. And I think I put that in May's month. So that still holds, even though we're in June now. From the world of manga, we have Blue Lock Volume 1. Looks to be like a football manga, soccer manga. This is from Kodansha. We don't get a lot of sports manga here in America. Very seldomly do we get them. Bungo Stray Dogs, published by Yen Press. This is a very popular book right here. I've not read a single volume. I'm so far behind on like the things that are popular these days. Gigant, look at that. She's like, talk to that giant hand. That's the same creator that did Gantz series. Killing Stalking is getting a deluxe hardcover edition. That's how far behind I am. I don't know what Killing Stalking is. I thought, looking at it, I thought it was, what's it called? The Attack on Titan. But we're getting a deluxe hardcover edition. So, awesome. I do like hardcover, so I probably will be picking that up. 7 Deadly Sins Omnibus Volume 5. I've been getting these in the box sets. I do need to do a manga haul sometime here in the next coming week. Girl from the Other Side. This is the deluxe edition Omnibus Volume 1. Now, I know about this one. I know about this particular series. So I will be picking up the deluxe edition. But the other series, yeah, I didn't know about. But yes, I've been wanting to check this one out. I know that the Honkamons have been out for a while, but it's one that I've been interested in, so I will definitely pick it up in that hardcover format. BPRD, The Devil You Know, is coming out from the world of Dark Horse Comics. This is now in paperback format. Mike Mignola, Lawrence Campbell working on a lot of this, so collecting BPRD, The Devil You Know, trade paperbacks 1, 2, and 3, all in one big book. It's been released in hardcover format. The Witcher, A Grain of Truth, hardcover, $17.99, 56 pages. I assume this is an adaptation, oh my gosh, Uncanny Omar, losing steam here. Adaptation of the Witcher short stories, like the previous volumes that have been collected. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting Clementine Book 1. Tilly Walden. Oh, look at Tilly Walden. I've enjoyed everything she has written so far. Of course, a lot of the things she has written has been just independent stuff. But that's awesome that now she is over at Image working on a book about Clementine, who's a character from The Walking Dead. So it's part of the Walking Dead universe, I assume. It is in trade paperback format. We're also getting I love that cover, Girl Scouts. That is Jim Mafood. It's an indie creator, and he's been around for decades. And he's done a couple of things at Marvel Comics and DC Comics. But this is his latest work with his own creator-owned story. This is Girl Scouts Ghost trade paperback. This is where we're going to find the Iceman Sunday edition. It was supposed to come out, but again, because of shipping last month, it is now being delayed until June 21st. So, I think I recommended this one in my top 10, and I absolutely still stand by that, collecting the first 12 issues. I love this cover. This is Paris by Andy Watson and Simon Gain. I believe this is a graphic novel original, so I don't think there were single issues of that particular series, but love that cover there. Kanto Volume 3 from IDW. I really hope we get a hardcover collection of this stuff because it's so good. It's so cute. I love the first volume. This collects Canto 3, Lionhearted, issues 1 through 6. If you've not read it, they're still available. Those books are still available. Johnny Boo Goes to School. So this is James Kochalka, and it's Johnny Boo. I don't know if this is all ages. Sometimes these can be completely misleading, but based on the price point, I don't know, and that joke on the cover, this could be kids. Sometimes you're a little misled when it comes to these books because, yeah, they have the art style, but no, not at all for kids. Cross to Bear from Aftershock Comics. This is the trade paperback collecting the first 5 issues of that particular series. We're also getting the H.P. Lovecraft Arthur German trade paperback from Caliber Entertainment. They've been doing a lot of H.P. Lovecraft stories recently. Mighty Morphin Volume 4, collecting the most recent series when it got relaunched. So Mighty Morphin 13 through 16. This is by Ryan Parrott. And Urban Animal hardcover Volume 1 is coming out, as well as the graphic novel format from Rocket Ship Entertainment. So it's one of those books that is being released in 2 different formats, whichever you prefer. Black is coming out in graphic novel format. This is by Soaring Penguin Press, and it is written by the gentleman Tobias Tate, and it is his story about his life in the UK. So growing up as a black youth without a father in the UK. So it's a autobiography. Now we're also getting The Boys Oversized Omnibus. That's when it's been moved to. There's also the signed edition. So if you've ordered that. Now that is the date that Dynamite also gave me. So if you've been asking me, that is the date that I have as of this video. It might be moved again, but let's not jinx it. Especially with the we have the Boys release season 3 this week. Today, if you're watching it on Friday. Cat's Cradle hardcover. My wife loves that book. I don't think this is anything like the book. This is Golden Twine Volume 1, published by First Second Books, who publishes wonderful, wonderful stories. I don't highlight a lot of these lesser-known publishing companies, and I need to change that. I think that's one of my goals this summer. Start doing videos focusing on these lesser-known companies to get people to check out some of their books. Crimson Cage is coming out that week. This is published by AWA, AWA, and it looks like, you know what? I'm not even going to read it. It looks like a wrestler fighting against a bunch of zombies. That's what I'm going to keep it at. Dog Biscuits, also an interesting cover by Fantagraphic Studios. This is released in hardcover format from Alex Graham. Expedition Backyard. It's coming out in graphic novel format. This looks like definitely for kids. Like activities to do for kids during the summer. Because, hey, it's summertime. And my kids need to be outside. They don't need to be stuck inside unless they're reading comics. You know what I'm saying? Glamorella's Daughter trade paperback is coming out. That is from Literary Press. And also the same week, we're getting Ghost 111 hardcover, or 111. I love that cover. This was supposed to come out, I think, in April. This is from Ablaze Studios, who's publishing a lot of stuff in English, translating a lot of European work. Last Session, Volume 1, Roll for the Initiative. I assume this is a story about Dungeons & Dragons? Maybe? People playing like Dungeons & Dragons? Maria Lovett's Porcelain hardcover, also from Ablaze. That is a creepy looking cover. I'm in. So this is by Maria Lovett, and it's just called Porcelain. Realist Original. Both the graphic novel and the hardcover format, Last Day on Earth, is coming out that same day. Tales of the City is coming out that same week from Ablaze. So it looks like Ablaze is just bringing out a bunch of different stuff here. Love it. That's great. Tart, Volume 2 is coming out from Scout Comics. The End. This is the hardcover revised and expanded edition. This was one that I was most excited for and still am, by Anders Nielsen. So you probably will see this in my top 10 picks for the month. Spoilers. Ultrasound hardcover. And this one here is published by Fantagraphics as well. That is a really creepy looking cover. And sometimes going into these, I don't want to read anything about them, what the stories are, but I will probably be checking that out. Zero Calades, Forget My Name, from Ablaze. This is in graphic novel format. So this is Forget My Name by Zero Calcade. Oh my gosh, I'm probably butchering that name. And Dragon Kingdom of Renly, box set volume 2. That looks adorable. And the last week of the month of June, June 28th, Thor, the Saga of Gore, the God Butcher, coming out, collecting Thor, God of Thunder, 1 through 11. So if you're just interested in who Gore is, or you have a friend that's like, oh, I love the movie, man, tell me more about Gore. Here's a book, buddy. I think that's the point, except without the sound effect. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Tales of the Jedi, finally coming out. This is Volume 2. Collecting Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, The Golden Age of the Sith, 0 through 5. Tales of the Jedi, The Fall of the Sith Empire, 5-issue miniseries. Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, 1 through 5. Tales of the Jedi, The Freedom Nad Uprising, 1 and 2. The book has 480 pages and retails for $44.99. Jane Foster, The Saga of Valkyrie trade paperback. This collects Mighty Thor 702 to 706, Valkyrie, Jane Foster 1 through 10, and material for Mighty Thor at the Gates of Valhalla and War of the Realms Omega. Now, this is what happens sometimes when books get in the catalog. People get excited. Both DC and Marvel do this. Sometimes the books are mislabeled. Sometimes you get the wrong page count. Sometimes, lots of times, you get the wrong price. That's why you have to wait for solicitations. I always tell people, wait for the solicit. That's when you know a book was out. There was a hardcover of Jane Foster that leaked last year, and people were like, oh, it's coming, Omar. And I hadn't heard about it. And then I think they put the wrong title on it, and it was always supposed to be a trade paperback. So for the people waiting for that Valkyrie hardcover, I'm sorry, it wasn't a hardcover. Miss Marvel Beyond the Limit by Samira Ahmed, collecting the Beyond the Limit 5-issue miniseries. Marvel Studios, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, the art of the series. This is all in like a widescreen format, as you can probably tell from the picture that I'm holding up here. From DC Comics, we have The Question, Omnibus, by Dennis O'Neil and Dennis Cohen, Volume 1. And 100 Bullets Omnibus Volume 2, collecting and wrapping up the rest of that series. From the world of manga, we have Blade of the Immortal, baby. Blade of the Immortal Deluxe Edition Volume 6, collecting Volumes 16 through 19. There's going to be a total of 10 of these. You all keep buying them, they'll keep making them in this hardcover format. And yes, I have asked if there's any hope for Lone Wolf and Cub in Deluxe Hardcover Edition. I haven't heard back yet. Maybe one day, right? Maybe one day is the hope. Also from the world of manga, we have Apozims Volume 9. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that book right, like, at all. But yes, let me know if you're reading that and you know how to pronounce it. This is from Vertical Publishing. Again, a company that I love to still see them publishing books. Fairy Tail Manga Box Set Volume 6. This is the finale. This wraps up that series. Daughter of the Emperor, Volume 1, published by Yen Press. This is a brand new series by Yunzui and Reno. Dude over there looking like Alucard, but it's not. Deadlock is getting a new printing. This is one that I know people have been wanting for a long time. This is published by Digital Manga Distribution, and it is getting a new printing finally for the people that have asked when this was coming. Fist of the North Star, Volume 5. Oh, I need to catch up with those. So yeah, stay tuned for more overviews of manga this summer. They're coming back. I'm not meat. Get your filthy paws off of me. Damn, do I love that title. That title is so ridiculous. It's like you're talking to somebody. I'm not meat. Get your filthy paws off of me. I don't even know what it's about. Girl over there just bending over with her big booty. Dude is looking like a piece of meat. Maybe that's not what it's about. Maison and Koku, Collector's Edition, Volume 8. I love my range. I'm talking about a girl's booty, and then I'm talking about one of the most beautiful love stories ever. Maison and Koku, and it's not my range. It's really the books. They're all over the place. Volume 8 coming out. I love that format. I think it's a perfect format, and I need to pick up the missing volumes that I don't have over there. From the world of IDW, we have Transformers, The Beast Wars. This is Volume 2, I believe. Yes, this is the Eric Burnham series. Again, to kind of lay it out there, this is also in a different universe, collecting issues 7 through 12 of Beast Wars. We're also getting Transformers King Grimlock. This is the newer King Grimlock series, and it is written by Steve Orlando. Awesome. I had no idea he was writing Transformers now. But this one is a hardcover format, $25.99. Let's see, we are getting Dark Room hardcover, and this is published by the folks at Image. This is by Jerry Duggan and Scott Buoncristiano and Tamra Bonvillain. And I love that cover. It has, it has a Mad Max feel to it, even though I know it's not Mad Max because of the car, right? That's an aged car. What's the furthest place from here? I don't know what this is about, but I love that cover. And it's Matthew Rosenberg, who did like one of my favorite graphic novels with 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank. This collects the first 6 issues. This is one that I think I'm going to go completely blind in just based on that cover alone. It looks interesting. Fantagraphics Underground Unrepentant Artist. This is the hardcover paintings of. This is by Jonah Kinnigstein. Man, that cover, God bless, they put out some great books. How to Make a Monster trade paperback by Casanova Frankenstein is a badass name. What? Okay, wait. That's not a real name. And Glenn Pierce. It's a memoir of Casanova Frankenstein. Interesting. Okay. I don't know what that is. Prince Valiant hardcover still coming out. Love these books. I need to pick up the rest that I'm missing. This is, of course, the Harold Foster stuff. The Prince Valiant comic strips. Beautiful oversized format. Price of them have gone up over the years, but still, for the size, it's $39.99. It's not horrible. Lincoln Brigade Newsreel. This is from Calber Entertainment. This is the Newsreel edition. Frog Boy. Love that cover by John Bergen. Published by Lev Gleason, New Friday Publishing. I don't think I read anything by them. 1903 Manhunt is coming out in hardcover format from Lev Gleason, New Friday. 45 years of 2000 AD anniversary. And I think this just collects different artists in comics working on 45 different characters. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool addition. You know, I still promise that I am going to do the Judge Dredd video in June. I'm going to continue that because I'm enjoying those. Those have been such a great read. Adventures of Robo Kid, coming out in hardcover format from Neil Porter Books. And also Basilisk, trade paperback volume 2. This is published by Boom Studios, and this collects issues 5 through 8. This is Colin Bunn, and Jonas Scharf is the artist on the book. Betty Page, Curse Banshee. Is this the one? No, this is not the one. I'm sorry. I thought it was the one that was written by the lady that I interviewed. Anime. Black Powder Bloody Frontier Adventure. Boy, my eyes are getting tired. Thought it was Black Powder Booty Frontier Adventure. Yeah, it's not. Y'all remember Booty Royale, that manga? Anybody ever pick that up? Now, this is... Take this with a grain of salt, please. This is when Boy's Oversized Omnibus is coming out. Both the signed edition and hardcover volume 2. I don't think that's the case just because volume 1 has been delayed. But, I mean, they very well could put them out. I just don't see it happening. Casa Grande's, both the hardcover and the graphic novel volume 3 is coming out. Supermercado Sweep. Cassidy's Secret from Clover Press is coming out that week by Charles Holland and Antonio Fuso. The Death to the Army of Darkness trade paperback hits that same week. This is one that I've been wanting to read. It's published by Dynamite, but it is written by Ryan Parrott. Been enjoying his Power Rangers. I thought his Power Rangers were pretty good, and I want to know what his take on Ash would be. Drawing Blood. Now, this is a really interesting book because it is by Kevin Eastman and David Avalone. Troy Little is doing the art, but Kevin Eastman is supplying the art on the cover. Kevin Eastman, of course, is the co-creator of Ninja Turtles, but this isn't published by IDW. This is actually published by Kevin Eastman Studios, which I didn't know he had his own studio, so that's really cool. That one's now has a date to be determined, but this is the date that we did have initially, so maybe not. It makes the cut. I don't know. Enter the Blue trade paperback from Z2 Comics. It's coming out. I love the color on that. I mean, it's just simple blue, but that looks really nice. Fictionauts is coming out from Red 5 Comics, Stonebot. And the Flatbush Zombies 3001 Prequel Odyssey trade paperback volume 1 from Z2 Comics by Rob Markman and JJ Lopez. Love that cover there. That is a badass cover. That's a David Nakayama cover, who's done a lot of covers for Udon Studios and Marvel and DC Comics. Frank Lee, After Alcatraz. And this one here is published by Titan Comics, celebrating the 60th anniversary of his incredible escape from Alcatraz. That looks like an awesome book, honestly. I love stories like that of people just, getting away. Not from prison, but because they were there. They weren't supposed to be there to begin with, because they were framed for a crime they didn't commit. Genderqueer hardcover. This is one that was originally supposed to come out last month, but it was pushed back until this month by Oni Press. Ghost of Science Past coming out from Humanoids. I love that cover. This is by Joseph Siaraki and Jesse Lonergan. Published again by Humanoids. Gibran the Prophet is coming out from Canterbury Classics. This is drawn by Pete Katz and written by Pete Katz. And, of course, it's Khalil Gibran's interpretation of his classic, The Prophet. And it's coming out in graphic novel format. Good Boy trade paperback. That does not look like a good boy. That looks like an angry boy. Looks like actually something from... almost said Beastars, but no. What's the Disney movie? Oh my gosh, with the bunny cop, the fox from Arrested Development. Yeah, my brain is a little mushy today. It's been a rough week for the Valdivieso household. Graduate graphic novel is coming out. This is published by Amaze Inc. Love that cover. Love that cover. It's got a very, I don't know, street art is the way that I would describe that. Maybe it's just me. In his own image. That is an interesting title, and that's an interesting cover. This is by Source Point Press. They've been pumping out a lot of books recently. Hell, Nebraska is coming out. That is an awesome cover. This is published by CEX Publishing. It is by Sean Manning. Love that cover. There's some creepy about it. Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast trade paperback volume 2. That cover, man. That character on the cover, that brings back memories. This is published by Heavy Metal Magazine. That's awesome. Jason Derulo Uso is coming out that week. And that is done by Anthony Piper and Eric Koda, published by Z2 Comics. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' Bad Reputation, I Love Rock and Roll. It's the full title. And it's various artists, various writers, and they're just bringing these songs to life is all they're doing in graphic novel format. You gotta love that. Long Story Short, 100 Classic Books in 3 panels. Now that sounds like something up my alley. Who is the publisher here? The publisher is Algonquin Young Readers. That seems like an awesome task to do. Memories from the Civil War graphic novel, Volume 2. Now, this is published by Cinebooks. And just based on the cover, I don't think we're talking about the American Civil War. Just to clarify, if you're just listening to this in your car and not watching the video. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, TMNT, there is a limited edition softcover coming out. And this one I think is limited to like 400 copies. So if you want the limited edition, there it is. Nick's graphic novel coming out that week. This is published by Red 5 Comics. I love the art on that cover. It's adorable looking, feisty little girl is trapped in spirit form. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but it looks cute. And to wrap up the month of June, Nottingham graphic novel from Cinebooks, also being published there. They bring a lot of books over to America. They're the ones that brought over Lucky Luke and the Valerian books. Now, if you're interested in purchasing these books and you live in America, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. So that was the month of June of 2022. Let me know in the comments down below what you're hoping to pick up. You saw that, there are not a lot of Omnis, but keep in mind, save that money because in months' time, oh man, we're going to get some Omnigeddons coming, I promise you. Yes, leave the comments down below. Don't forget to check back on the channel. I will be doing my top 10 essential buys, must-reads for the month of June. Smash that like button, please. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. These videos come out monthly, and I love doing them. I love making them. And more importantly, everyone, please stay healthy and safe out there. Much love. Oh, and if you want written documentation of this, it is on our Patreon. I forgot to say that. Why did I say that at the beginning? I suck at signing off. Take care, everyone.